Hey guys, so it's a little bit hot out here today, and I tested the dirt, and it's a little warm for my feet. We may get out there and do a little bit of, show you a little bit of this off-leash stuff in a bigger open space, but I'm able to water down this turf, and it's nice and cool after I give it a water. So just talk a little bit about the e-collar. When I'm working on this type of thing, I'm always going to have my equipment, e-collars, this, and food. They really like food, and so good boy. So we like to utilize a little bit of food as a reward system, and in an effort to really give them a really nice positive association to the e-collar. Initially, we always teach the e-collar to be the gas pedal before we necessarily start to teach it to be the brakes. Now, if you don't understand that little analogy there, basically I want to teach them to kind of like follow the pressure with in mind it being like a positive thing, like that little feeling means I'm getting something. Does that make sense? Gas pedal. Brakes is after we've conditioned it to them, after they kind of understand what it means, who it's coming from, and then we could turn up the dial in the event that we're on a hike and the level 7, which is what we kind of work at, doesn't necessarily work, and they disobey a command. We're going to need to turn it up a little bit so that they really understand that going towards that snake, going towards that person is something we really don't, it's just not going to happen. And that's the way we're going to communicate to them from the distance. This is an invisible leash, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to try to kind of go through a little bit of the concept, so that we're at least somewhat prepared for when you guys come out here and we get the remote in your hand. Just my favorite way to do this is to have the food. This is a 2-dog system. Okay, I've got collars on both of them. There's one remote. The red one goes to Kiwi. The black one goes to Mango. Okay. Now sometimes I get a little mixed up, but I want to make sure if one of them's over there and one's with me, I want to make sure that I'm giving the right one the information. I have tagged Kiwi's collar with some green tape, and then Kiwi's the red one, and Mango's the black one. That's something to get a little, I'm having to get used to it too. They both look identical, so it's a little bit difficult for me. Maybe you guys will have a little bit of an easier time, with that, because you're a little more familiar with, just by looking at them, you might be able to tell. Sometimes for me, I'm like, So I just want to make sure I've tagged his collar, because I want to make sure the right dog is getting the right information. I don't want to correct the wrong dog, or not even in this context correct. It's not a correction at this juncture. It's more of a tap on the shoulder conditioning process. This means you get something. Now for me, we've got them in this we've got them in this big open space. And when I practice this, I try to wait till both of them, boys, yes. I try to wait till both of them aren't paying attention to me. And I'll say, boys, tap the button. They come to me and they get food. Does that make sense? Good boys. And they are sensitive. They are sensitive. And that's why we're working from like 5 to 7. Matter of fact, I'm going to dial it down to 5. We're going to lock number 5 in, and we're just going to work with number 5 for now, because there's not a lot of stimulants. The reason I'm doing this in this context with nothing happening is because I really need them to know it's coming from me. If I were to condition this and start teaching this in a big crowd, there's all kinds of shit going on, we'd probably cause some confusion. Like, whoa, where'd that come from? Right? And I'm attaching something to this. They're coming to me after they feel it. So I'm really teaching them that it is me, that when they feel that, they know it's me giving them that sensation. That's the whole point of this. This is the way I do it. I don't know. People might do it differently out there. This is the way I like to do it. Fair and appropriate and efficient, right? So it's good. And if a dog just comes back to me and I didn't press the button, I'll still correct them. Excuse me. I'll still reward them. Like, I didn't ask them to come back to me. It's just a behavior I really like. So it's breakfast time. And so if you do something I like, something really cool, like go from over there to over here, I'll pay you, even if I didn't ask you to come over to me. But of course, we're here working on, hey, when you're not paying attention, I'd like you to know that I need you to come back to me pretty hastily. So I'm just gonna walk around right now and I'm gonna wait for them to go over there and do something other than pay attention to me. I'm gonna tap both buttons, dink dink, say boys, tap tap, and they're gonna come to me and I'm gonna pay them. It's as simple as that. Okay, since I can't lose them right now, because they're so engaged and they're ready to work, I'm gonna pay them for this. I'm gonna do a little something that I like to do to help this particular situation out where I need them to go over there. I'm gonna throw food. They're gonna go get it. Right when they're finished eating their food off the ground, I'm gonna tap the button, they're gonna come to me and get paid. So I'm kind of setting up a little fun recall game, all while incorporating the e-collar to the behavior of going from over there to over here. Does that make sense to you guys? So here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna wait for them to finish. Boys. Yes. Kiwi. No, Mango, I mean, good. So Mango didn't come back right away, so I gave him a little bit of a notification just before he came back. Bink. Paid him. Boys. Yes. Mango. Yes, good boy. So say his name, tap the button. Cookie. Mango, yes. Good boy. Kiwi, good. So it's almost like setting this up is putting you in a position to like time it up. You know they're gonna probably already consider coming back to you after they get done eating, so why not attach the sensation to the behavior of a recall? Is it kind of, okay, here, yes, good. They were already coming back to me. I tapped while they were coming back to me. My whole point is to attach this sensation to the behavior of going from over there to over here, okay? Good boys. Boys, yes! Mango. Mango. Oh, his collar's on too loose. Okay. His collar's on too loose. He's not feeling the 5. And I'm not gonna run it up at all because his collar's on insufficiently. I should have double checked that. Hey, that's a main point of emphasis. I'm gonna show you guys the proper fit because if the touch points aren't there correctly, he's not gonna feel anything. And I could tell by pressing the button as many times as I did that he wasn't feeling that. So that's not good. Oh yeah, way too loose. What happened, dude? Way too loose. Okay, now we're good to go. Now we're good to go. Go get it. All right, it's the last one I'm gonna show you guys. I think I got my point across here. I'm gonna let them finish doing what they do. And then I'm gonna call, good. But it's not bad. I mean, if they're performing it automatically, listen, dude, I'm happy with that. They automatically know to come back. Here we go. Mango. Yes, good. Awesome. I'm learning which one's which with the button. It's a little process, a little interesting having twins. Boys, yes! Mango. Good. So Mango was starting to veer off that way. Mango, yes. And because I wanted Mango to know that I don't want him to veer off that way, I want him to come back to me, I gave him a couple more taps. And he was like, oh, it's a cell phone. He's like, oh, and then I marked it. He caught himself because of the taps. And then as soon as he looked my way, I marked it, yes. So we're using yes, you did it as a marker as well. So he understands that he's doing a really good job. Good boys, good boys. So there's all kinds of stuff happening. Good, I'm gonna give him a jackpot reward. There's all kinds of stuff happening within this one little simple drill. Like you're tapping into their seeking system. They're eating their food. They're like chasing it down. Like, that's fun. It's like an enrichment type activity. Get mind stimulus, like, you know, seeking system, good stuff. Biologically fulfilling, if you will. If they were in the wild, they'd be using their nose to suss out food on the ground or wherever they can get it, right? So we're that. And then also incorporating the e-collar, tapping it, getting them to come back. So you're working recall stuff, engagement stuff, overall relationship stuff. We're trying to get at the optimal level of communication here. And in just one drill right here, you're really kind of tapping into quite a few things. Does that make sense, guys? Thank you for trusting me with your dogs. I've told Stacy that I just think so highly of them. These dogs are sensitive. Typically, they oftentimes do come to me with lots of issues, separation anxiety stuff, reactivity stuff. And I don't know, I feel like, yeah, we can address those things individually, but I feel like when you do things to, like, let them be primal, off-leash stuff, fulfillment, activity, that type of stuff to me, you know, engagement, working together, hand feeding, like, that's the type of, and of course, communication and consequence, and that type of stuff to me really leans into the overall relationship. And I think if you focus on those things, the rest of it tends to be a little bit easier because you guys are just like, you guys are on the same page, man. Do you know what I'm saying? You guys are like one flesh in unison. And that's the relationship that I strive for with my personal dogs. And a lot of people can attest to that's exactly what I have. Now, not to compare my dogs with your specific dogs because it's a totally different situation. But I think generally speaking, when you focus on relationship before everything else, things tend to be a little bit easier. We tend to live a little more cohesive together and life tends to be a little bit better. That's as long of a video as I need to make for today. Thank you guys for trusting me. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I will see you guys on Monday. Boys, yes! All right, guys, perfect.